What is the true cost of establishing righteousness in a world torn apart by war? In the aftermath of the Great Kurukshetra War, this question weighed heavily on Yudhishthira's heart as he faced his destiny to become the king of Hastinapura. The battlefield had fallen silent. The mighty warriors who had fought for 18 days lay in eternal rest. Yet for Yudhishthira, the eldest of the Pandavas, the greatest battle was still to come, the battle within his own conscience. How could he ascend a throne built upon the bodies of his relatives? In the great hall of Hastinapura, where once the Kauravas held court, Yudhishthira stood with his head bowed. His brothers Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula, and Sahadeva watched their eldest with concern. They had won the war, but victory tasted like ashes in their mouths. The kingdom they had fought for seemed hollow without their loved ones. It was Krishna who approached Yudhishthira first. The divine guide who had steered them through the war spoke with gentle wisdom. The throne is not a reward for victory but a responsibility to uphold Dharma. Your reluctance shows your worthiness to rule. A king who understands the weight of his crown will wear it with wisdom. Before his coronation, Yudhishthira sought the blessing and counsel of Bhishma, who still lay on his bed of arrows. The great-grandfather of both Pandavas and Kauravas had chosen this moment to depart from the world, but not before sharing his final teachings. On topics of righteousness, governance, and duty, Bhishma's wisdom flowed like the sacred Ganges. A king, Bhishma taught, is not merely a ruler but a servant of Dharma. The crown you wear must remind you not of your power, but of your duty to protect and nurture. Let your reign heal the wounds of war and unite the people in righteousness. These words would become the foundation of Yudhishthira's rule. The coronation ceremony itself was a blend of solemnity and hope. Sacred fires burned bright as priests chanted ancient Vedic mantras. The throne room, once witness to Duryodhana's arrogance, now welcomed a king known for his truth and justice. Yudhishthira sat upon the throne wearing white garments symbolizing purity and peace. Krishna himself performed the sacred rites, anointing Yudhishthira with holy water from golden vessels. The moment the crown touched his head, Yudhishthira closed his eyes in prayer, not for power or glory but for the wisdom to rule justly. His wife Draupadi, who had once been humiliated in this very court, now stood proud as the queen, a symbol of dignity restored. But the new king's first acts showed that his reign would be different. He honored the fallen warriors of both sides equally, recognizing that Dharma knows no sides in death. He arranged for the welfare of the widows and children of the war, regardless of whether their husbands and fathers had fought for or against him. Yudhishthira's treatment of his former enemies revealed the true measure of his character. He appointed Dhritarashtra, his blind uncle and father of the Kauravas, as an honored elder of the court. Vijaya, the embodiment of wisdom and justice, became his chief advisor. Even those who had opposed him found respect and dignity in his court. The king established a new order based on merit rather than birth, allowing capable individuals to rise to positions of responsibility. He instituted regular assemblies where common people could bring their grievances directly to the king. Justice was swift but always tempered with mercy. Under Yudhishthira's rule, the kingdom began to heal. Fields that had run red with blood now yielded golden harvests. Markets buzzed with activity, temples resonated with prayers, and schools flourished with learning. The people began to understand that true victory lay not in the defeat of enemies, but in the establishment of a righteous society. Yet Yudhishthira never forgot the cost of this peace. Each day he would spend time in reflection, remembering the lessons of the war. He understood that Dharma is not a destination but a constant journey, requiring vigilance and wisdom to maintain. Krishna's words to Yudhishthira during his coronation became the guiding principle of his reign. Rule not as one who has won a kingdom, but as one who has been entrusted with the welfare of all beings. Let your crown be a reminder not of your victory in war, but of your duty to uphold peace. The story of Yudhishthira's coronation teaches us that true leadership begins with humility and self-reflection. It shows that the greatest victories are not won on battlefields but in the hearts of people through justice, compassion, and adherence to Dharma. In today's world, where power is often seen as an end in itself, this ancient tale reminds us that authority without righteousness is meaningless. As we reflect on this pivotal moment in the Mahabharata, we understand that every position of power comes with a sacred responsibility. The crown may rest on one head, but its weight must be measured in the welfare of all. This is the eternal lesson of Dharma that Yudhishthira's coronation continues to teach us across the ages.